Hello everyone, welcome back to your biology class. Hope all of you are doing well. Let's take a quick review that what we studied in our last lecture. Last time we started a chapter humans and the environment and topic number 3, that is pollution. So what is pollution? Pollution is any effect of the human activities upon the environment, and a pollutant is any product of human activity that has a harmful effect on the environment. And we studied about the types of pollution, and especially last time we covered water pollution in detail, the sources and effects of pollution by fertilizers, chemical waste and untreated sewage on water bodies. And we studied about eutrophication process in detail. I hope you remember it. So today students, we are going to continue our lecture 3, that is topic number 3, pollution. But today we will discuss about atmospheric pollution. So atmospheric pollution is actually the release of a harmful chemical or material into the atmosphere. Harmful chemical that it is not good for the environment and not good for the health of living organisms. So atmospheric pollution is actually caused by some gases, like the consequences can be devastating if carbon dioxide level is too much in the environment. For example, carbon dioxide is one of the major causes of climatic change because carbon dioxide has the ability to retain the heat. And apart from this, nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide dioxide combine to form harmful acid rain. And this acid rain is also very harmful for living organism and for the environment. So actually students, the pollution of the atmosphere is actually because of two big problems with the earth atmosphere, and it is greenhouse effect and production of acid rain. So now we are going to discuss about what is the causes of atmospheric pollution. So air pollution is actually caused by solid and liquid particles and certain gases that are suspended in the air. These particles and gases can come from car and truck exhaust and from factories like sulfur dioxide, dust particle, pollen, mold spores, volcanoes eruption, and wildfires. Like if in the forest there is a fire, so it also caused atmospheric pollution. The solid and liquid particles that suspended in our air are called aerosols, and sometimes because of these aerosols, it affects the human health, like it can cause allergic reactions. Now we are going to discuss about the effects of atmospheric pollution. The long-term effects includes heart disease, lung cancer, and respiratory diseases such as emphysema. Because of these harmful gases, it can cause serious damage to the lungs. Students, you remember that we studied about emphysema in chapter drugs? Yes, actually, in this, what happened? The alveoli of the lungs are damaged, so there is less surface area across which the gas exchange can take place. So, the person having emphysema and the person find very difficult to get enough oxygen into their blood. And a person with the emphysema may not be able to do anything at all active, and eventually because they may not have even the energy to walk, because chemicals that found in the cigarette smoke actually harm the cells lining their respiratory passages. So these cells clean the air as it passes through, stopping bacteria and dust particles from getting down to the lungs. Air pollution can also cause long-term damage to the people's nerves, brain, kidneys, liver, and other organs. And some scientists also suspect that air pollutants may cause birth defects. Yes, like during the development of the fetus, it affects the baby overall health. So now we are going to discuss about the examples of atmospheric pollution. Number one is greenhouse effect, and it happens because of greenhouse gases. So the what is greenhouse effect? The word greenhouse effect actually holds two meaning. The number one is the one natural greenhouse effect that keeps our earth and climate normal and comfortable so that living organism can survive, because the lower temperature or at lower temperature the living organism are unable to survive. Secondly, there is a man-made greenhouse effect, which is an enhancement of natural greenhouse gas. Like this is the normal which living organism can bear, but the one which is actually the enhancement, so which is made from burning of fossil fuel, petroleum, coal, and natural gases. So this is actually the man-made greenhouse. This is made up of glass house. And let's discuss about that how is work. Greenhouse is actually a house made of glass, as you see in the picture. It has a glass walls like this and a glass roof. So people grow vegetables, flower, and other plants in them. A greenhouse stay warm inside and even during cold seasons, because plants require a particular temperature so that their enzymes work properly and they carry out the process of photosynthesis. So this greenhouse has a advantage in temperate countries, because a greenhouse is used to grow seedlings in the late winter and early spring, and they provide the food to the people which live in that temperate regions. And later they plant it in the open field when the weather is warmer. As I told you before, that plants require a particular temperature for the enzymes to work properly so that they carry out photosynthesis. So what is the benefit of these greenhouses? Because greenhouses is also commonly used because it protects the plant from weather phenomena such as a snowstorm or uh, dust form. In tropical countries like our, greenhouses are used by commercial plant growers to protect flowering and ornamental plants from harsh weather conditions and insects attack. You remember that we studied about in the food production that our crops are also damaged by pesticides and insect pest. Like for example, we studied about the grasshopper which damage a variety of rice plant. So these greenhouses actually provide the protection to plants from insect pests, harsh weather conditions, and dust. So now we are going to discuss about the greenhouse gases. So here we are going to discuss about, first of all, the carbon dioxide is one of the major cause of greenhouse effect. So carbon dioxide contribute to atmospheric pollution and its role in the greenhouse effect because it is added to the atmosphere by human activities like hydrocarbon fuels, wood, coal, natural gas, gasoline and oil when are burnt. So combustion of or burning of these carbon from fossil fuel combine with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide and water vapor. Next is methane. Methane is emitted during production and transport of coal, natural gas, and oil. And methane emission also result from livestock and other agriculture practices and by the decay of organic waste in municipal solid waste landfills. And methane, it's also produced in the guts of cows and in the waterlogged condition of swamps and ice fields. And burning of fossil fuels is actually has a major effect on the atmosphere. And methane is also a main contributor to global warming because it is very dangerous to human body, and high enough concentration in the air can result in suffocation of air breathing for creatures. And next is chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons, the main source are sprays and propellants like aerosols, cleaning solvent, refrigerants, air conditioning, etc. So most chlorofluorocarbons are released into the atmosphere through leakage from the refrigerants and the use of aerosols. So the chlorofluorocarbons destroy the Earth's protective ozone layer. You know, high up the atmosphere there is a layer ozone, and the formula of this ozone layer is O3. This actually, provide the shield to the Earth's surface from harmful ultraviolet rays, which is generated from the sun. And chlorofluorocarbon also warms the lower atmosphere of the Earth, and it causes global climatic change. So here in this picture, there are the sources of chlorofluorocarbons. They are from aerosol, from refrigeration and air conditioning, and from insulation materials. It is releases. So it is also contribute or the cause of greenhouse effect. So the natural sources of greenhouse effect like activity of volcanoes, biological activities of plants and animals, because naturally produced when people and animals breathe, result from certain chemical reactions. And the sources which is caused by human activity: combustion of fossil fuel, as I mentioned before, production of carbonate substances, deforestation, agriculture and cattle farming, which comes from burning of fossil fuel, solid waste like trees and wood products when they are burned, emitting during agriculture and industrial activities, as well as during combustion of fossil fuel and solid waste. So, and releases when cutting down and burning of trees or deforestation. So all of the sources which is caused by human activity is actually the combustion of fossil fuel. So this is the natural greenhouse effect, and it is very necessary for our earth surface to make it warm so that life can be possible. So see, this is the solar radiation which is passes through the clear atmosphere into the earth's surface. So most of radiation is absorbed by our surface and warm it, but some solar radiation is reflected by the earth and the atmosphere back. So these infrared radiation is emitted from the earth's surface as a result back. So some of infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere and some is absorbed and re-emitted in all directions by greenhouse gas molecules. So the effect is to warm the earth's surface and the lower atmosphere. So this is how the natural greenhouse, the carbon dioxide, not carbon dioxide, short wavelength radiations which is coming from the sun, it is absorbed by the earth's surface, and some, as a result, earth is also release some radiation. So let's just revise this diagram again, how the natural greenhouse effect work. The radiation from the sun, it can pass through the atmosphere and enter into the earth's surface. Okay, so as a result, the earth releases infrared radiation which is emitted back into the atmosphere. But our atmosphere is consist of different types of gases, so these gases is actually absorb some of the infrared radiation and re-emitted them in all direction. So when they emitted them in all directions, so it can cause the earth warm and lower its temperature. So that's why in the night time even the temperature is low, it's not that much cold, because in our earth atmosphere we need particular temperature for the survival of living organism, and even for the plant they need a particular temperature like 37 to 40 degrees centigrade to perform the photosynthesis. So how this greenhouse effect causes global warming? So this is the diagram is showing, see, the solar radiation which is actually consist of short wavelength. So it entered into the earth atmosphere through earth surface through atmosphere. Okay, and as a result the long wavelength is released by, which is called infrared radiation, is released by earth atmosphere. So some of the infrared radiation is emitted back and some is released back to the atmosphere, so it makes the earth warm. But because of this, carbon dioxide and other gases we discussed before, like chlorofluorocarbon and methane, they can trap the heat and keeping the earth warm. This is happening what in normal condition. But the excess amount of these greenhouse gases, so it's mean they can trap heat more, and it can cause the earth's surface more warmer, and it can cause to global warming. Just see the close view of this diagram. Students, the earth atmosphere contains several different gases and that act like a blanket, and they keeping the earth warm. So they are called greenhouse gases. Okay, so the most important of the greenhouse gases, as we discussed before, carbon dioxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbon. So carbon dioxide is actually a transparent to short wavelength. So when solar energy is, or solar radiation which is passes from the atmosphere into the earth's surface, so the carbon dioxide is transparent, so all the short wavelengths is enter into the earth's surface. So that sunlight passes freely through the atmosphere and reaches the ground. The ground is warmed by the radiation and emits longer infrared radiation. This is the radiation which is emitted by our earth. But the problem is carbon dioxide does not let all of this infrared radiation pass through it, because carbon dioxide is only transparent to short wavelength. So it means carbon dioxide can trap the heat and other gases also, so making the atmosphere warming. So think about, if the carbon dioxide concentration is more than high in the, or more than normal into the atmosphere, so it can trap more heat and it can keep more warming. So that is why the increased carbon dioxide concentration and other greenhouse gases can cause global warming, because the infrared radiation or longer wavelength are not allowed to escape from the earth atmosphere. This is called greenhouse effect, because it is similar to the effect which we keep an unheated greenhouse warmer than the air outside, as I discussed before, when the plant growers can grow their crops inside the greenhouse. But that greenhouse is not responsible for greenhouse effect. So let's revise again. The short wavelength from the sun is enter in from the atmosphere into the earth, and the carbon dioxide is transparent to short radiation from the sun. So sunlight can freely passes to the atmosphere and reaches to the ground. The ground is warmer by the radiation and emits longer wavelength, which is called infrared radiation. So carbon dioxide does not let all the infrared radiation pass through. So much of it is kept in the atmosphere and making the atmosphere warmer. So this is greenhouse effect. But in the global warming, the concentration of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases is increased tremendously. So there are some social and economic impact of climatic change or global warming, like the cost of adapting coastal areas to rising sea levels. So the sea level is rising, so it can cause relocation of the whole towns. The people can switch the area, because high rising sea level can cause floods. And secondly, loss of the capacity to do work because of high heat, global warming. And there's shrinkage in some parts of the world because of evaporation of water from fertile areas, so it can cause desertification, so it can cause to shrinking in productivity of harvest, which results in prices of basic foodstuff and consumer goods will rise automatically, and then it will lead to more wars to gain access to limited resources. And in some part of the world, extreme meteorological phenomena will cause widespread poverty, because there is no manpower to work, there is no productivity to harvest, food stuff and so high, so it widespread poverty. And it will also lead to disease because of high temperature. And because of high temperature, the fresh water will be in short supply, because it can evaporate water. And apart from this, it can also cause melting of polar ice and changes in the destiny of sea, so water rising in sea levels, and it can cause flooding. Pest may spread to new areas, so that's why it can result in diseases because of high temperature. But here is some advantages of greenhouse effect, which is we can say natural greenhouse effect, that it can maintain the temperature, that temperature which is required by the plants and living organism for their survival. Next, it can filter unwanted solar energy and radiate back harmful. Like I told before, that carbon dioxide is transparent, so it can allow the solar energy to pass through the atmosphere and enter into the earth atmosphere. So with the same amount, these radiation is reflected back to the atmosphere again. So these gases can also provide protection, but in the normal amount. It can also help in growing of off-season crop, because the plant require temperature for photosynthesis, and also carbon dioxide. Solar powered water heaters use the greenhouse effect to heat water. So infrared radiation which is really emitted by the earth, so this can be used to solar powered water heater to use greenhouse effect and heat water. And these infrared radiation absorbed by the greenhouse gases, so it can maintain the water level and restrict ice melting, because ice rising sea levels, it can cause flooding. But this greenhouse effect, on the other hand, it can cause disadvantage, because if too much greenhouse gases is in the atmosphere, it can cause summers will be warmer with natural disasters. It's very normal, abnormally warmer. Secondly, water level balance on the earth will get disturbed because of melting of ice cap, flooding, rising sea levels, and life and ecosystem will get disturbed because crops are not growing properly, flooding, and as we mentioned before, wars, preventing or shrinking of harvesting. So all are these reasons. And it can also affect the weather pattern. Yeah, like rainfall will become erratic in many parts of the world. So when there is no rainfall, so it can affect the plants and productivity in that part of the world. So what are the solution of greenhouse effect and global warming? First of all, that we have to reduce, reuse and recycle the materials, use less heat and air conditioning because they release chlorofluorocarbon. Replace your light bulbs, we have to use energy savers, and drive less and drive smart, because these vehicles can release pollution or gases into the environment which can lead to global warming. Buy energy efficient products and use less hot water. Use the off switch or plant a tree, like avoid deforestation, and turn off your electronic devices. Don't put on standby. So what is the conclusion of greenhouse effect? Natural systems around the world are being affected by regional climatic change, obviously, and particularly temperature increases, and that these temperature increases are very likely to be the result of anthropogenic, like excessive emissions of greenhouse gases. And these greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide in our environment is 0.04%, and that percentage is required by the plants to perform the process of photosynthesis. If above 4 degrees, like 4% of carbon dioxide is there in the environment, so process of photosynthesis will stop. And carbon dioxide has the ability to capture or to trap the heat or long wavelength infrared wavelength which is emitted by the earth atmosphere, because it is transparent to only small short wavelength. Apart from this, chlorofluorocarbon, which is from aerosol and propellant, it can also cause pollution, so we have to avoid all these things. And methane, which is produced in the guts of cows and in the waterlogged condition of swamps and rice field, so it can also cause greenhouse effect, so we have to avoid all these. So at the end of the lecture, you are able to understand atmospheric pollution, and we also discussed about the greenhouse effect, and we also discussed about the natural greenhouse effect, and we also discussed about the glass house, man-made glass house, which is used to keep inside the glass house warm in order to grow plants. And we also discussed about the natural greenhouse effect and the greenhouse which caused to global warming, which is actually responsible for greenhouse gases. We also discussed about the sources and effect of carbon dioxide and methane, which is lead to global warming. So this is all about the atmospheric pollution topic, first part. Okay, so until next time, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.